Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Vanessa if you are new here. Now these are my most viewed videos on my Catholic books, and the reason why I keep putting them out there is not because of the views, it's because I buy so many books that now I have to get a new bookshelf or I have to not buy books for a while. So it's kind of, I'm trying to decide which one do I want to do. It's probably going to be buying a new bookshelf. But today I have a few new books that I have purchased recently from the thrift store or I've recently discovered. Now I've gone through these books a little bit by little because I've already bought them in the past few weeks. However, I think that these books are way better than the past books that I bought in my previous video of my new Catholic books. So if you guys are interested in a new read, then just keep on watching. So the first book I'm showing you guys today is The Case for Christ by Lee Strobel. Now I always saw this book at the thrift store and I've always wanted to purchase it, however I never did. And finally the movie for it came out on Netflix and I watched it and I actually really enjoyed it. I usually typically do not like Christian movies, and the only reason why I don't really like them is sometimes I feel like they're a little too happy and too happy, and I don't know, sometimes they're just not my type of movie. I do like stories about Christianity, I love stories about God, but usually movies like that, I don't know. I can never get into them. I'm just always I don't know. But this movie, The Case for Christ, which is based off of this book by Lee Strobel, it was amazing. It was a movie that I actually learned something from, and that's something that I really like. I like watching movies that will give me facts, so I love documentaries. So this movie and this book is basically a documentary. You will not walk away not having any new knowledge. You will walk away with so much new knowledge that it was almost like reading a book about God, and it's so amazing. So I have not read this book. I just recently was cleaning out a box and found my older sister had owned it. So I really am interested in reading this book. So yeah, if you have not seen the movie and you're too lazy to read the book, I highly suggest watching the movie. I'm pretty sure it's still on Netflix. It's a great movie and I'm looking forward to reading this book. So now the next two books I'm going to show you, I have not entirely read. I have only read snippets of it. It's slightly because they weren't really the books I was looking for. However, I think it'll be a new interesting thing to branch out into. So these two books that I will be showing you are more of a essay type, college student type book. I feel like it's more of a psychological type thing, where the psychology comes into Christianity and stuff like that, or how it's grown throughout the years and culture. Now I go to college and so I get that enough. So when I found out these books were actually on these topics, I was not too thrilled because like I said, I go to college. So the entire time they're always well, you ate Chinese food, so what is the cultural and theological and physiological thing behind it? And I'm just I just wanted to eat Chinese food. So I don't really like when it gets into the whole psychology part of it, but these books I think will be a good read because I think it'll be a good way of connecting what I learned in school to Christianity. So the first book I have is The Church. It's called The Church Between Gospel and Culture. It's by, I don't know who it's by actually. But it's this book. I'll link it in the description bar if I find it. The person who owned this book before me marked it up entirely with these book tabs, which like I said in my previous videos, I love it when people mark up books because I love to read what they have to say about it. And so I hope that this book will be good. Like I said, I haven't read it in its entirety, so I don't know if it's against Catholics. However, Catholic writers on the back are praising it looks like. So I'm looking forward to reading this book to get a more of a history, more of a college lesson on it. I think this will be a good book to read. The next book I have actually looked for a store called the Dollar Bookstore and I found it, and this was one of the only books they had on Catholicism. It's called Protestant Catholic and Jew. I thought that this book would be interesting to read because since it's hitting on the three topics, I don't really know where they lie in the spectrum of Christianity or in Judaism. And so I thought that this book would be interesting because I'll be able to see it from an outsider's perspective who is just writing a book on the sociology of it all. So it's Protestant Catholic and Jew. I have not read it, I will admit. I tried reading it and then I got a little bored because like I said, I'm not into that stuff when I'm not in school. Actually, I'm not even into it when I'm in school. But I thought that this would be a good book to learn about the psychology and sociology of it all. So I hope I get around to reading this. It's really tiny. It cost me $1. So the next book I have is Mary in the New Testament. I like this a lot because it's a very much outsider people reading the book, people who are not necessarily into religion or who are into religion, but they're writing a book just searching Mary in the New Testament and talking about her role. And it talks about all the instances that Mary is in the New Testament, where we can find her and what's significant about it. So what I like about this book is it's coming from an outsider's perspective. So it's not trying to tell me to be Christian. Protestant. It's not telling me to be Catholic. It's not trying to tell me to be Jewish. It's not trying to tell me not to have any religion at all. It's just talking about Mary in the New Testament. The next book, I don't think is really what I always look for. I usually look for apologetic books or books about the Catholic faith. However, this book is called 5 Great Catholic Ideas. It talks about just Catholics in the community, I think. It's by Edward Clark, a priest from the Archdiocese of Los Angeles, which I'm from California, so that's pretty cool that it's someone that I could possibly know or my priest could possibly know. But I look forward to reading this book. I haven't gotten around to it. So yeah. Now the next 2 books I have actually gotten around to reading. I know all the other books, I'm just like, I haven't read them yet, so why am I posting a video about them? But the next 2 books I have actually read part of it and I'm loving it. So I'm going to show you guys my first book, which is Sacraments Revisited by Liam Kelly. This book, I love it. It's kind of like the sociological thing, psychological aspect of it, but it's kind of not. It's talking about sacraments and our day and time, and it just kind of talks about the history of the sacraments, and which I really liked. So this book will tell me about the sacraments. I have actually used it in my baptism video, and I've also used it in my confession video, and those videos I think are coming out right before this video, so I highly suggest, if you want to learn where I got a lot of my information, it is from this book. It's a great book to have, and it's small. I love it. And the last book I have is this book. It's called This Is Our Faith, a Catholic Catechism for Adults. Now I own the Catechism of the Catholic Church, the one that everyone owns, and I always see these study books for it. I always see Catechism for Kids or Catechism for Adults, and I'm always thinking, okay, if I own the actual Catechism of the Catholic Church, why would I pick up this book? Well, I picked up this book basically because I love the cross on the front. I don't know, it's just so beautiful. But I picked up this book because of that, and also picked it up because sometimes you do need help understanding things. So oftentimes we need to be taught stuff, we need to be explained stuff because people understand things greater than we do, and we may understand other things greater than other people do, and that's why we have teachers to teach us new things. So I picked up this book, and it really, really helped me read the Catechism of the Catholic Church with this around, because oftentimes the Catechism of the Catholic Church will talk about stuff and I'll be like, oh my gosh, there's so much information, I can't keep up, there's just too much it's being said. Where this book, it will basically condense the paragraphs, and it will put it in a better way to understand for people who don't really understand theology, which is myself. So I really, really like this book, and it's for adults. This book was owned by Laura Torres. So hi Laura Torres, if you end up ever watching this video, why did you donate this? So anyways guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I really, really hope you enjoyed it. If you want to learn about more of my Catholic books, check out my other videos that I talk about my Catholic books, which will be linked in the description bar below. Also hit the subscribe button, because probably every month I'll do an updated Catholic book video because I love buying Catholic books and I need to buy a new shelf. But guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video. I look forward to seeing you guys in my next one. Have a God bless day, and I love you.